Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of updates and the such, I usually go on Twitter X. Sorry. Um, Nothing here to give an update. Just the usual stuff here. Complete gameplay series, gaming series. I will continue with Callisto Protocol on Monday. And yeah, see if I can find during this weekend some time to play some demos. I think I know I downloaded the demo. I completely forgot for which game it is. I got a lot of stuff happening work wise, so I'm a little bit off in terms of my memory what I want to do on the channel. But yeah, other than that, tomorrow is the day off, and I'll afterwards we'll return in Monday. But in the meantime, if I manage to get around play and record the demo, I probably will be releasing, if not today, tomorrow, something like that, or I will announce it on Monday. Um, yeah, let's go to the news. As everybody suspected, we are already seeing scalpers selling guaranteed slots to buy 5090. Again, it is always bound to happen, and most of these are on eBay, and we'll be seeing some of them like tripling at least the price. Giving this one to buy it now, for example, in this bidding here, you can buy it by basically $7,000, which is triple the price, basically. Um, Almost there, but yeah, we got a lot of them 6,000, 2,000, 7,000, 5,000. Yeah, this is something that it's always bound to happen. In this specific case, we got one of the listings saying that he is an employee of certain technology retailer that have guaranteed slots for a few of these GPUs. Again, very sus, in my opinion. I think if he has like a slot for one GPU to select one GPU, when these GPUs come out as a guaranteed option to buy it, um, it will be better in terms of trying to fool everybody here. But again, if for a few of these GPUs, again, I'm not sure if is something that even happens inside retail. Again, I never worked on retail, but yeah, seems a little bit sus that he has the guaranteed slots to buy it. And some of this, interesting, they use e-commerce platforms um, that have the business to business channels that allows people to buy this hardware without tax, and then they can again resell for higher prices, which is again very interesting in terms of how this thing happens. But yeah, I'm not sure again because I don't know exactly how the inside workings are regarding this kind of how to avoid this kind of situations here. And I think at least eBay should have, at least if you don't have the proof of the product itself, because you're basically trying to sell something that you don't have. So it's kind of promising that you have the product that you're going to sell. But yeah, and I don't know how it works. For example, if they, for example, if you bid this and you buy the thing, uh, you pay it, and I will assume eBay keeps the money until the buyer receives the product. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is very suspicious behavior here that I don't think should be happening anywhere, because you just basically have a promise that you will have a product that you eventually deliver without any kind of proof that you already have the product that you're going to sell. But then again, we come to other stuff here, like for example, a lot of people buying second on the second hand market, trying to buy some GPUs, and then they receive a brick and stuff like that. But yeah, it's uh, I don't know how you can avoid this, but again, don't enter into this kind of things because it only incentivizes this kind of behavior in terms of scalping. We all knew from at least from the rumors and some leaks here and there that again a lot of retailers don't have a lot of inventory of the 5090s, given the founders edition or even the AIBs cards. AIBs is always going to be more expensive than the founders edition. But yeah, yeah, again, don't fall for this kind of scam. um, and try to, at least when it comes to new products into the market, don't go to try alternative channels per se. Just go to official stores, myself included. I avoid buying anything online unless they have a physical presence. Even considering Amazon, I rarely buy from Amazon. I always, especially on PC stuff, if I try to find the better prices in my zone, um, uh, and in any site, and then I will try to check if they have a physical store where I can go and or at least buy the thing, or at least I know that that physical store is something that I can. If something happens to my hardware, it's something that I can ease the process of returning things and everything, because they have a physical store that where I can address the worries and the returns or even kind of refunds. It's easier, at least for me, that way. That's why I have the philosophy of buying things in this way. Sometimes you might think that it might come a little bit more expensive when we buy the product like this, but at least I got the guarantee if something fails. I got a better process to deal with, given that I have persons to talk to and a physical space that I can address any kind of my worries. But yeah, avoid scalping and again, stop to stop to incentivize this kind of behavior. Um, there is another stuff here happening regarding ASUS. Again, ASUS, we got that thing with the motherboard stuff there, and now we have another thing, which is this new Q snap or Q release mechanism on the AMD 800 series motherboards, and it's causing this mechanism is causing damage on the PCB of the board, especially on the PCI Express thing here, and especially on this side of thing here. This little thing here, again, you can notice a little bit of damage here, and here also is this is already chipped. This is not good. And here again, supposedly you can see it barely here because again the photograph was not taken on a macro level. But this is happening on any GPU, so it's not something that is going to that it's not happening on older and only happening on newer GPUs. Again, this is the fact of the physical mechanism that it's used here, because supposedly you don't have any buttons, and it uses the mechanism that has the slot here where it holds the GPU. Yeah, here on this side, I'm not sure if we have. No, we don't have here on the images here. Again, we got more images of damage stuff here. Yeah, it uses that leverage point here to for you to allow to I don't know, almost bend things here, and because of the PCI slot, how it have this slot here where the GPU slots in. Again, the leverage point here, it induces the damage here. Again, this is not good. Any kind of physical damage to the GPU, given that everything is engineered in a way that doesn't allow very much tolerance for any kind of physical damage, especially on the traces here, which is where it communicates with the system itself. Yeah, it's not good. We saw, for example, with the 4090s, the heavier AIB GPUs, because they didn't have any kind of support to handle all that weight. Um, we saw some cracks here and there, even some of them that seems like cosmetic cracks. Usually they can enter because the traces pass through inside the layers of the PCBs here. And any kind of damage, even it seems might seem like nothing, but eventually it can, I don't know, flake around and eventually deteriorate further without even you noticing. Similarly, ASUS says is investigate the situation as usual. Yeah, I don't know how to deal with this. because I don't think this system has any kind of an alternative method to slot or unslot the GPUs. It seems to be that there is no button that you can press alternatively, because again, it seems that it's forcing in and out the GPU on a motherboard, which is not a good option here. But yeah, if you are looking for any motherboards from ASUS 800 series. It's from Intel or AMD, so this is basically the mechanism, which is the Q release. I think this is belongs to the higher end motherboard. So if you're looking for one of those, pay attention. At this moment in time, nobody is recommending you to buy one of these with the Q release stuff there. I think MSI has a similar thing here, but I don't think it works like that in the same way. But yeah, pay attention when you're checking high-end motherboards and all these feature-rich motherboards. Some of them, like this Q release, might not be the best option for you. But yeah, pay attention. And if you have already one of these, avoid unslotting if possible, and wait for official response from ASUS to see how you can remove the GPU without damaging it. On the NVIDIA front, we continue here some comparisons with the DLSS 4. Again, the part of the upscaling technology is the part that interested me more, and it seems we have several videos making comparisons, especially between native resolution and even this one specifically as the 4080, if not mistaken, with I think it's using ray tracing and path tracing if available on all games, and it's using 1440p native resolution, the DLSS 3.8, which is pre DLSS 4 or with the CNN model, and then DLSS 4, which brings the transformer model. So basically, it enhances the upscaling visual quality. And it seems the consensus on at least on this video and in other videos that at this moment I didn't see, but this one I noticed that there is a decrease in shimmering, especially on vegetations and pole lines, and even on Cyberpunk there is the boards that you have, like the publicity boards and all that jazz. There is less shimmering noticeable there, and fine things like hair rendering also seems to be improved in all games. But yeah, this is the most exciting part of the new RTX 50 series, is the part that is supported by DLSS 4, but this fortunately can be used on older GPUs, especially in 40 and I think 30 series also, even though supposedly the DLSS 4 upscaling transformer model leverage better itself on the 50 series than other GPUs, but it can be leveraged this new upscaling version on older hardware, which is always good to see. And there is a noticeable increase in performance, especially in this one 4080 between native and using DLSS 4. In some cases, it seems that DLSS 4 improves a little bit on the fine things, even though this using the native is using temporal anti-aliasing. It seems that the DLSS 4, so the transformer model, really does shines through on this one. Hopefully, FSR 4 will at least have a big jump in terms of quality from the 3.1 to the FSR 4, similar to this, which is at least decreasing a lot of the shimmering and the blurriness and increasing details and transparencies. It seems to be the biggest issue on FSR. And this one, even though it might not seem a big thing, but it really does. Even if you're not looking for it, you notice there is something different. It seems a little bit more defined, I think, even though it's in 1440p. The comparison between 4040p native and upscaled from 1080p, which is very interesting here. On other news, we got something interesting here. Xbox Ninja Gaiden. Again, I covered the Xbox Developer Diary. They announced Ninja Gaiden 4, if not mistaken. I think it's the Ninja Gaiden 4. And then we got the, I think, remaster or something like that. Yeah, I think this is kind of a remaster because it's Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Um, to get some comparisons here between PlayStation trailer and Xbox trailer. Again, it seems that the ladies that appear on the PlayStation trailer don't appear on Xbox trailer, and the trailers are basically identical, aside from the branding of the Xbox itself and everything. But I played them both at the same time, and you do notice the removal of the ladies here from the Xbox trailer, which is very weird. And the pronounce changes are from on second 32 and 39, and the rest it goes in line with them. So it was an edit that they made from Xbox, which is very interesting because we know that usually Sony PlayStation tend to be a little bit more censorship friendly to a certain degree, and the fact that we saw this change from Xbox that doesn't bode very well. I don't think there's a need to for you to pick the trailer that, again, I will assume it will be the original one on the YouTube channel from the developer studio for Ninja Gaiden. But yeah, they remove completely the ladies. I don't see any other reason to explain this. They changed, they added, they replaced the parts where the ladies appear with other stuff that appear in game. But yeah, it's a little bit. If you look at here on the side by side, you will notice the difference because on those edits afterwards, it syncs up to the second. The trailer is basically the same, which is very odd to say the least. And then we got some layoffs from CEOs and higher management, which is very interesting. Warner Brothers Games CEO leaves after Suicide Squad and Multiverses failures, of course. We all know that Suicide Squad and the Justice League, I think they lost on that game between 200 to 300 million dollars. Yeah, and this guy David Haddad leaving the company. um Again, then there is this kind of statements that it's always interesting to see the corporate talk. David has forcefully and purposefully chosen a time when our release schedule is lighter, which will help minimize the disruption to our ongoing projects and strategic plans to allow this team to smoothly prepare for its next record-breaking title, which is very interesting. The last one that they had was Hogwarts Legacy in 2023, again coming from Avalanche Software. Again, I think they made at least $1 billion dollars in sales, which is interesting. And again, this studio thinking that that the live service stuff is still going strong again, because the sequel from August Legacy supposedly has live service elements, which is not going. I think they're going to basically revert it because I covered some games that were canceled. I completely I think they from EA or from Ubisoft. I don't know. I don't remember which ones. Two live service games that were canceled. I completely forgot when I covered this. It was not that long time ago. But yeah, maybe it was even from Warner Brothers. I know that there was some live service games that were about to launch, but they completely scrapped from it from well-known IPs. I'm sorry, I completely forgot that. But yeah, which are the games here? But yeah, this ones again. It's they are live service also. And in fact, again, Suicide Squad was a slop job. I never heard of this multiverses. Not sure how long this game has been out. But yeah, uh, they are underperforming, and the fact that the Suicide Squad just left a hole on their bank accounts. Yeah, I don't think that they are going to. I don't know how they're going to turn around. Rocksteady, I don't think it was entirely their fault. They are pretty much a studio that single player games, especially the Arkham games, that were pretty good. And I think that the strong point is in that. And I think they were basically forced to do a live service game because the story itself seemed a little bit serviceable in certain points, from what I understand from the Suicide game. Yeah, but It was after the pandemic. They fought the pandemic levels of sales and the live service elements that ramp up their revenue for the companies. They thought it was the new normal, and I don't know who they listened to some hype man that's saying now the pandemic levels of revenue are the new normal, taking all the factors that the pandemic everybody was on lockdown stuff there, so they have more time and to a certain extent more expendable income to a certain degree in certain ways, and they just spend a little bit more money on games, and people thought it was the new normal basically, and they thought they can do it with the live service games to be the new normal. But yeah, failed miserably. And then last we got here Insomniac Games founder and CEO Ted Price announces retirement. Again, the latest games that they launched was the Spider-Man ones and Ratchet and Clank. I completely forgot the name, the entirety of the name of the game there. But the Ratchet and Clank games, Marvel Spider-Mans, the upcoming, it seems not so good Wolverine game. Yeah, again, it's been he was founder, so 30 years in the making. I think he's retiring here mainly because I think there was at least some inside pressures and all of this DI stuff there that's being seeping through the companies, and to a certain extent, I think it leveraged companies, especially HR departments in companies, to have a little bit more leverage and power than their own CEOs and even founders of the companies, which is a little bit odd there. But then again, 30 years of a career, all the games seems to be pretty good. I think it's Pyro the Dragon, also the first one of the first games that they made. But they are very well known by the Ratchet and Clank games, and at least the Marvel Spider-Mans. Yeah, and the upcoming doesn't seem that good. Not even Spider-Man 2 seems a little bit worse than compared to the first one. But then you got also Marvel Spider-Mans, and the fact that Disney and all that, those guys are doubling down on that, on the DI stuff there, and the representation and the inclusivity things, the artificial, all this artificiality that it's not normal or even common sense. But yeah, he left the message here, the full message, if you want to check out. But yeah, I think given that his decision supposedly was at least a year ago to take this decision of retiring, and it took basically a year for him to find a plan for succession. I think some of the long-time studio veterans, so three persons, will replace him as co-studio heads. Um, but yeah, I think it has to do something with that, with all the cultural change, and I think he had enough. And okay, I've been here for years. I did a lot of good games. I'm pulling the parachute, and I'm not sure if he's going to completely retire. Maybe in a couple of years when things are better, maybe he will come back. But again, I don't know this guy. That's a brief assumption that this from what I've been following up on the industry as a whole. I'm not sure he has a hand on this DI stuff implementation, but again, um, yeah, basically that's it regarding this one. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I don't think Marvel's Wolverine game is going to be that good. We'll be seeing all the leaks that came out a couple of months ago or so with I think Jean Grey, how the character model was a little bit chunky, but yeah. I'll wrap up here with some gaming deals. We got The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, 80% off. Again, I recommend the complete edition. Again, this is still a pretty great game, especially with some texture mods and all that stuff. For the first playthrough, I only recommend like visual mods that don't alter but only improve the textures and the stuff. And I always recommend the first playthrough as a vanilla one, and then the subsequent the follow-ups in terms if you want to replay the game. I think you can start tweaking around with some gameplay mods that alter the combat systems and the stuff there, and the difficulties. I think it serves better as the second, third, and fourth playthrough. Then we got also Doom is still on sale, 80% on the first one, and on Doom Eternal 75% on basically the deluxe edition and the base edition. Then we got Ori and the Blind Forest Dividend Edition, 75% off. Then you got Will of the Wisps, 75% off. Then you got still Atomic Heart is on sale, 65% ish in all editions of the game. Then you got Lords of the Fallen with the new update of male and female gender selection, character selection now, 67% off. Got Cyberpunk 55 and the Ultimate Edition 48% off. Still pretty good game. And I think again with the mod stuff there, I think it can be tweaked a little bit more in terms of visual optimizations. I think there are some of them that can do a good job there. Then we got Check Alliance free, 50% off. Wartales, which is plays similar to Jagged Alliance, but it has a different setting, 50% off. And then finally, we got Lies of P is still on sale, 40% off. We just need to wait for official confirmation of the launch date of the DLC that they already teased, but we don't have any more information regarding that. But yeah, I'll wrap up the episode here for today with a plug on my Patreon for extra support. The extra support is more in line for me to, at this moment in time, trying to get a better storage solution so I can have backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra storage of the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you had a wonderful day. Now we'll see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.